Welcome to another episode of Dr. Brooke on the Block. It's time to grab a seat, buckle up, and take a ride with me through the wild, wild west of the Web3 universe, where we're going to learn all about coins and tokens, NFTs and contracts, digital real estate and the metaverse, and so much more. There is a lot to get through on the block, but I am here to pave the way and help you avoid those nasty pitfalls and rug pulls so you don't get hurt. I'm going to also introduce you to some interesting characters along the way. Are you ready? Your ride starts now. What's up? What's up? Dr. Brooke here, the cryptopractor, for another epic, amazing episode of Dr. Brooke on the Block, where we are going to be riding through the wild, wild west of Web3 and talking about all kinds of concepts around blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, metaverse, etc. You name it, we're talking about it. But today's episode specifically is for my ladies. For those women out here who might be listening to this episode, maybe your boyfriend, your husband, your brother, your uncle, somebody in your world, maybe your bestie even, shared this episode with you and says, listen to this. This episode is for you. Before we get started, I want to make sure everybody has their seatbelts fastened and you are ready with your arms and feet in the ride at all time. I do not want anyone to get injured or hurt as we embark on this wild, wild west adventure. All right, so here we go. Ladies. We all have people in our lives that have told us to do something. It could be a friend. It could be a spouse. It could be somebody that we've met in the grocery store, shared something with us that they were so passionate about and wanted us to get involved with. And we may have brushed them off multiple times over and over, or maybe the same thing kept coming up and you're just like, oh my goodness, why is this coming up so much? Maybe I need to do something about it. Maybe this is the sign that I've been praying about. I'm not saying that's necessarily the case with blockchain. A lot of times when people talk to me about Dr. Brooke on the Blockchain podcast, most people don't understand the terminology blockchain like they do cryptocurrency. And I don't know that they actually fully understand cryptocurrency. Most people have heard the terminology Bitcoin or Ethereum or crypto. You hear all over the place. Actually, crypto and blockchain are not two interchangeable words. They are extremely different. And that's what I want to help you understand first and foremost before I get into the reason or the ways in which you as a woman can get involved in blockchain technology and why it's important for you to get involved. So my heart and my passion around this space really goes into educating women and people who also aren't women themselves or aren't a lady themselves, but they are crypto curious or they want to understand more about this. This show is for everybody, but primarily I want to speak to those ladies who aren't sure what it is and are trying to help get understanding around it. So getting back to the point, blockchain and cryptocurrency are two very different words. Cryptocurrency runs on blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is the technology in which cryptocurrency is able to function and move through. Okay, so it is one of the analogies I use, and I've used it multiple times over and in other episodes as well, is think about these technologies, these blockchains, as different countries. So if we're here in the United States, our currency that we use here is the Federal Reserve note. That's our currency, the Federal Reserve note. Now, if I go to Canada and try to, now again, take this example with a grain of salt because I'm sure it can work in different areas, but don't overthink it. Now, if I go to Canada and I take that Federal Reserve note to Canada and expect to be able to like trade with it or use it in exchange for some goods and services, it might not go over as well as a Canadian dollar would. So cryptocurrencies are what allows a blockchain to run. It keeps the miners, the people that are sustaining the blockchain, moving and grooving because they are paid, quote unquote, the currency of that chain. Now, if this still is very, very confusing, please go back to episode 1 where I break down what is blockchain, and in other episodes that I talk about blockchain technology, putting all the pieces together. I believe that might be like episode 23, Blockchain 101, putting all the pieces together. Check out that episode. It will help really instill a lot of these concepts in there. So, ladies, why is blockchain so important? Well, not just as a technology, not just the technology in which blockchain is running on or doing, essentially making these databases that have been very, very centralized for all of this time, and all of these big, huge conglomerates having control over all of our data. Blockchain technology looks to decentralize everything, meaning spanning it out over the course of the entire globe and not just centralizing it to the powers that be in the powers that be in the United States, or the powers that be in China, or the other countries, or whatever. It's spread out all across the globe. So this is why when you hear people say, oh my gosh, the government's going to shut that down, the government's going to shut that down, it's almost laughable, because how can the government of the United States control something globally that's happening in all different countries? They can't go beyond their realm or their land lines and dictate what's going to happen. You know, China tried to put a stop on all these miners mining Bitcoin, and it just blossomed in other areas of the country. Really, honestly, this is a fast moving train, and this technology is developing quicker and quicker and quicker. And there's new projects and new things, like new companies being built on top of these blockchains, that are honestly shifting the way in which we do life. Okay. So blockchain technologies spread all across the globe, changing the way databases are being held, or data circuits are being held, where it used to be in a centralized location. It's being spread out all over. So that doesn't really help maybe you listening right now going, okay, well, why? I don't like, okay, cool. I don't care about that. So I want to talk about the 4 different ways in which women, as women, we can get involved in this space. And I'm not singling out any men who are looking to understand this a lot more. These are also 4 ways that you can get involved, or anybody can get involved. But I want to help the ladies understand how they can better get involved. Now, the first one is you can turn around and invest, right? Obviously, you can open up an account at any one of the crypto exchanges. I can put some in the show notes. You can reach out to me and ask me questions. Any of these exchanges, you can buy cryptocurrency. You can go on there and purchase some Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever you're going to purchase. Here's a caveat right here. Do your own research. There are companies or websites like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko that you can do really deep fundamental research on these companies, where you're now investing in them with conviction. You have some understanding how Ethereum runs. You don't have to know all the technical backgrounds of it, but now you understand, oh, this is a up and coming project because of X, Y, and Z. So therefore, I'm going to invest some of my money into that and hoping to make some return. You have to invest with some conviction. Invest with conviction, actually, instead of like emotion. People invest with too much emotion, not enough conviction, and they end up getting wrecked, really, really wrecked. And that's not what I want from you. This is why you are listening to Dr. Brooke on the Block, so that you understand these things about this whole entire space, so you aren't getting wrecked. Now, when you're investing in blockchain or cryptocurrencies on these centralized exchanges, on these crypto exchanges, you'll have to determine then if you're investing in a layer 1 solution, meaning Is it its own blockchain? Are you investing in the United States, Mexico, Canada? Which country are you investing into? Or are you investing in what is called a layer two solution on that blockchain? So, for example, Ethereum is a blockchain. So, that is the layer one solution, and they have other coins or cryptocurrencies built upon them. For reference point, there is a coin out there called Ape coin, APE coin, and that is built on the Ethereum blockchain. So that is a layer two solution. So in country examples, that would be like a corporation sitting in the United States, like Amazon, or a corporation sitting in Canada, or a corporation sitting in Mexico. You are investing in that corporation within that country and not necessarily in the country itself. So there's many ways to invest in cryptocurrency if that is the route that you want to take. That's your involvement in the space. Another portion of that is you can create. There's so many of us ladies who are so creative and being able to build out these amazing creative projects, or maybe we're great drawers like artists, or maybe we do a lot of different, other creative type projects. We like to write blogs, or we like to create videos, and we do all this stuff. There is a space for you to do all of that with blockchain technology within the cryptocurrency space. And I use cryptocurrency because if people understand that word, they think it's all encompassing of Web3. Actually, it's just a piece of Web3. It is not at all the aspect of Web3. Foundationally, it is blockchain. So there's a space for you if you want to create in blockchain space in Web3 world. Through NFT creation, you can actually build other projects on top of existing blockchains. You can start your own companies, right? Start your own companies in this space. I think that there are a lot of ladies, especially in my world that I'm interacting with on a daily, that are now doing a lot more like in meetup groups, or they're trying to build a sense of like communities, and they're working on building, mommy groups and things like that with their kids. This is something that can actually be done also utilizing Web3. And we're at the early stages of it. So the world is a vast possibility of what can be done here. It is not a, in the box, everything's been done before. So really, if this is something that as I'm speaking, you're getting like triggered with all of these different ideas or these thought processes coming through and going, okay, well, Dr. Brooke did it. Dr. Brooke got into the space with absolutely no understanding. Someone, literally a man, telling me to buy a coin, and I bought it just to get him off my back. I know that sounds bad, but literally that is what I did. Now, the rest of the story, goes as follows. Like essentially a couple months down the line, I get this strong intuitive hit to buy more of it. I buy more. The coin shoots up, 60 and then another 40%, like all in the matter of like hours of purchasing the second set. So I was like, I can't just intuitively base all of my investment decisions off intuition, but I actually need to know this stuff. And I went down the deep rabbit hole getting taught by a lot of men on all of this stuff. I don't know that they were really great at putting pieces together for me. And this is what I want this show to be about for you, is to put the pieces together. So if you hang with me on all of these rides, I promise you, you will learn a whole lot more, and you're going to get the terminology. And if there's some terminology that I mention here that I don't define for you on the episode, grab the Words of Web3, which is in the show notes, that you can easily download and have access to. So you can flip to the word and you can find the definition of it, and it will help you on this journey. So the two things so far we have is invest, and you also have the ability to create your own projects, create your own communities, create your own NFT, create any business really essentially that's powered by blockchain technology. And there are resources out there. If you need some assistance and that's something you feel like called to do to build your own project, let me know. I will introduce you to some people. Another way you can get involved is through collaboration. Maybe you aren't as artistic as you like, or maybe you don't feel like you can just do something on your own or build out this business, but you can collaborate with somebody who's doing something already. Think about those social media influencers who are getting brand deals from all sorts of different people because they've built up a strong following. So those social media influencers are using the Web 2 concepts, which the Web 2 is defined as those social platforms, Facebook, Insta, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of those social places that we get to hang out and interact with each other. But that data is owned by those companies. That's not data owned by us. So if you want to collaborate with somebody in the Web3 space to build out like music, to create like music, to do different creative projects that you can get involved in, that's an aspect of collaboration for Web3 and something women, as we like to be in community with one another and help each other. And so collaboration can be a really big thing in Web3, but just having dialogue with other ladies about it is so beneficial and something you can learn before before mass adoption. We are not there yet. We are not there at mass adoption yet. And a very small portion of the global population, 4.4% as of June, is actually utilizing cryptocurrency. And when I say utilizing cryptocurrency, they might be buying and trading it for something else. They might be investing and hodling. They might be creating their own NFT projects. They might be building out their own websites. The whole difference between this, just to not go on a tangent, but websites in the Web 2 in like normal internet days is you literally buy your domain name and then you keep paying for it year by year by year by year. You're essentially renting it from GoDaddy. GoDaddy owns it, or Google Domains owns it, or somebody else owns it, and you're renting it from them. A domain name and a website built in Web3 is purchased time, one time, and then you're turning around and being able to have that, and it's yours. So that's like another cool concept of Web3. So not, like I said, not to go on too deep of a tangent. So what is the fourth way that we as ladies can get involved? Well, for those of you who do understand tech and coding and all the back end computer talk, I don't. I'm not the software woman. I don't speak that language. I speak body talk. I definitely understand the human body, but I do not understand the computer. But there are thousands and thousands of brilliant minds that are behind the scenes building out the technology even better and better and better and better. So if you're a woman who understands tech, or you want to get involved in Web3 and start helping these blockchains build stronger presence in the world, that is absolutely something you can do. And it's absolutely like super beneficial as well for the entire blockchain community. So we have 4 ways you can invest into the space. When you do invest into the space, make sure you do your own research. Make sure you know like what you're getting into, the fundamentals, you know who the founders are, you know what kind of people are backing the projects. And then you can also create things in the space. You can create your own NFT projects. You can do all different kinds of creation, whether it's building out communities and groups and people that now you're part of, and there's a vested interest in everybody succeeding. You can collaborate with other people. You can collaborate on other projects and be maybe the voice or the face for that company while they're on the back end building other things out. The fourth thing, if you are in tech, you can do and tech, like build out the tech stuff. There's so many things. And I know it may seem like, well, I may not have understanding of any of those, but you can start at step 1, even if it's $50. $50 a month to put in towards a project that has the potential to literally 1000x your return. And I'm not talking just onesie, twosie cryptocurrencies. I'm talking about so many of them that have the potential to 1000x your return in such a short amount of time. The current market condition we are living in does not or is not allowing for a lot of that as of right this moment. You can find very few projects that are having those kind of returns right now. But know that if you are willing to learn and put your head down and be on the offense and learn what you need to learn and be willing to fail, like look at it and go, okay, I put $50 in this. I had some conviction around it. I thought it was X, Y, and Z, and this is the lesson that I learned. But you have to understand that the potential for many of these to 1000x, especially with mass adoption coming on board, is so massive. And it has the ability to really, truly shift the wealth from the 1% of the people in the world to us as retail investors, to us as a greater population. And you'll hear in the closing notes, if this is one of the first episodes you'll hear in the closing notes when I say, this is the greatest transfer of wealth in human history. This is not something to be sitting on the sidelines. And if I can be running around with a blowhorn and tell you, buy, or get involved, learn, educate, that's what I would be doing. So I'm using this medium, this podcast medium, to get you to understand and wake up to that. I know there was a lot of stuff to unpack here. There was probably some things that I said and you're just like, shut up already. But I'm telling you, if you really even just take the time to listen to these 25 to 30-minute episodes, sometimes longer when I have a guest on the show, you will truly get a better understanding and a better grasp of why Dr. Brooke is so passionate about blockchain and why I really, truly believe that we are investing in our future, investing in ourselves, and going to have the greatest impact to date. And we need more of you ladies involved. We need more of us in the space and doing things and speaking about it and sharing with other girlfriends about it. Because just like if we had the best fountain of youth product out there that stopped wrinkles and we aged like Benjamin Button going backwards, right? Like our skin just got better and better and better. We would be all over those mommy groups, all over those women groups that we're a part of, telling them about it. This is that right now for our finances, for our wallets, for our lifestyle, for whatever life we want to create. For those of you who might be single moms out there, this is even more important for you because this is an opportunity for you to get aboard a fast-moving train that is moving towards literally financial wealth. Not even just financial wealth, but really just also being part of an amazing, epic community. So on that note, as we pull this train into the station and we get ready to disengage with our ride for today, I just thank you so much for your time. I thank you for being here, listening, really allowing the words that I'm saying to settle in and learn, educate, and get better on the block financially. Have a great day. Make sure you exit to your right, and we will see you on the next one. You made it! Congratulations! That wasn't so bad, was it? I hope you laughed and learned a little bit more about this Web3 universe and how simple and fun it can really be. Would you be so kind as to leave us a review and share it with your friends and family? It would mean so much to get this out to more people as we embark on the greatest transfer of wealth that has ever happened in human history. Can't wait to see you on the next one.